It's none of your business, Vita, Rowan insists. Well, if it's none of my business, then you're not getting any of my money. Rowan and I managed to make it back to the shack's underground before I started yelling at him, which I count as an impressive show of restraint on my part, but now he's stonewalling me. Vita, we need you now more than ever. And I'll keep bringing food, I promise. But you're not getting a single coin until we talk about this. We're not talking about this until you stop assuming I'm the villain here. Rowan snaps back. I scowl. Not entirely sure how he wants to frame pissing away money at a casino as noble, but he's right. I haven't really gotten his side. All right, I agree. But you see where I'm coming from with this? I do. And it's true that I owe the Drockens a substantial amount of money because of gambling losses. I carefully keep my face neutral, saying nothing. I assume that's not all he's going to explain, considering none of that is positive. Rowan takes my silence for the push to continue that it is. The cards aren't gambling, though, he continues. Not really. Luck is involved, but they're fundamentally games of skill. On average, over dozens of rounds, the better player is going to come out on top. And I'm better. I got cocky once, sure, but I've been steadily remaking. It's a trap, I conclude, cutting him off. What? Rowan asks. I said it's a trap. Or at least I think it is. Can't you still lose big again? What if you're being set up? It's not like they can cheat me, Rowan counters. I bet I know more tricks than they do. Besides, their whole business falls apart if they're caught cheating. Look, I promise, if I keep playing smart this is a sure thing. I scowl, not quite knowing how to handle this. I know gambling is bad mainly because of all the bums I hear telling stories about it. So many people have lost everything from gambling rings. It just seems like common sense to me that participating in one is stupid, so I'm at a bit of a loss to counter what Rowan's saying. He knows a lot more about this than I do. The only thing I know that he doesn't is Capitu is a cognomancer, I tell him. That gets his attention, his eyes just about bulging out of his head. Cognomancer? Are you sure? Holy shit. Oh, fuck, holy shit. They're going to drop an inquisition on us. Yeah, that sounds bad. Honestly, I'm thinking that we shouldn't tell the Templars about it. I'm kinda handling it. Rowan looks at me like I'm crazy, shaking his head. Vita, no, you can't handle a cognomancer. They're crazy dangerous, they can infect anybody and no one can even tell what. I can tell, I insist. I'm a better animancer than she is. She's a natural, like I am. Although maybe not in the same way I am. Her soul is really weird, but the point is I'm confident I can stop anything she does if she tries it around me, and I can see her trying it. You're safe, Rowan. I'll make sure she can't touch you. He gives me that concerned stare of his, the one that makes it easy to see why Pento insisted he's my dad. I guess he is, in the same way that Lynn is my mum. It's a bitter time to admit it, though. I never thought my dad would be a deadbeat. But I guess I never really thought I'd have one at all. Vita, I appreciate that you're looking out for me, he starts slowly, as if still figuring out exactly what he wants to say. What about everyone else, though? How many souls has Capita messed with? I frown, trying to mentally count them all. I dunno, I eventually conclude. A lot, I guess. Why? Are you going to protect all of them? He asks. That's kind of a weird question. Of course not. How would I even do that? So you're just going to let her keep messing with people's souls? He presses. Yeah, basically. Look, Rowan, I don't know those people, but I do know that Capita could kick my ass in a fight and chooses not to. She likes me for some reason. She's making exceptions. I'm leveraging that as best I can for my family. Also known as you. Rowan is quiet for a long time, sitting with his fingers interlaced on his lap. He stares at the floor as I glower at him, both of us unsure of where to go from here. He's just, I don't know. I feel like Lynn gets me, even if she doesn't understand everything. She's supportive. Rowan says he loves me, and I think he does, but I don't know. He's critical of everything. It's always concerned looks, vague promises, and... Hey, Rowan says, standing up. I think we started on the wrong foot today, Vita. Oh yeah? I grumble. What's the right foot? He steps over and leans down, grabbing and hugging me tightly. I stiffen with surprise. "Welcome home, kiddo," Rowan says. "It's been a while. I missed you." "Not a kiddo," I murmur quietly, reaching out to hug him back. "But I missed you too, Dad." He chuckles, giving me another squeeze before standing back up. "Oh, I'm finally dead now? What brought this on?" "Just things and stuff," I dismiss, waving a hand at him. "Lynn is Mom, so you've been away a long time. I'm sorry Lynn and I both missed you last week." "That's okay," I say, shrugging. "I was only back for a few hours before they turned my ass around to finish the genocide." "Sorry, what?" he asks, instantly concerned. I sigh, starting the story of my past month of life, from the Nora of Lytia village to Penta's death. Though I leave out most of what I did today, saying nothing about starting animancy experiments with Penelope or meeting a true lord. I don't know why, but I'm kind of anxious about it. The whole experience still barely feels real, as excited as I am to use my talent more. Plus, I just think, well, Rowan wouldn't approve, right? Maybe he would, but I'm afraid to find out. I will tell him about what happened with Capita, though. "So, how do you feel?" I ask. He raises an eyebrow. "Fine, I guess. How do you feel about the Drockens?" Pissed and a little freaked out, I go. "Wait, shit. Vita, did they?" "Yup," I say. "Capita did something to you and Lynn. Back when you joined, I think. She implied it made you afraid of her or Sky or something. I just had her undo it. So do you feel any different?" "Well, I just learned she's a fucking cognomancer, Vita," Rowan grumbles. "So believe it or not, I'm still scared of the lady." "What about during that stupid card game?" I ask. "Or when we were walking home?" "I dunno. I might have been less scared than usual. She started annoying me more than anything for a while there." "All right," I concede, not really sure what that means. "Well, the point is, she undid what she did and won't fuck with you anymore. Also, I'm still not giving you any money until you stop gambling. Vita. And I'm telling Lynn." "Vita, don't you dare." I snort. "Or what?" "She needs to know. I just committed genocide. You think I'm going to balk at tattling to Mom?" Rowan pauses, his mounting fury suddenly evaporating. "Vita, you didn't commit genocide," he insists. I raise an eyebrow. "Pretty sure I literally did. Nora are people, they were forming a culture, and I slaughtered them wholesale. How is that not genocide?" He shakes his head, placing a hand on my shoulder. "You can't think of it that way, Vita. You killed a lot of people, sure. But you did it to save the people that were being victimized. You are a hero that saved a whole town from a fate worse than death." I shrug. It's an empty distinction, as far as I'm concerned. I always feel the souls of the Nora inside me, tempting my hunger. They make me wonder, what would happen to my revenants if I die? Would they die and fall apart? Or would they keep living, free from having a master at all? I suspect they would. Other than loyalty, they have no particular tie to me. The shard I used to give them life doesn't stay connected to my soul. They would be okay without me. Would I, one day, be slain not by a monster, not by a zealot, not by a gang of bigots or criminals but by a hero? A savior to the likes of Theodora, someone just there to free those I've made victims? If I am killed by such a person, will Rowan smile and reassure them that it was the right thing to do? Why am I more afraid of Rowan's disapproval than I am of making victims in the first place? "Rowan," I murmur. "I think the Mistwatcher eats people when they die." He blinks with confusion. What? Why?" "I've seen it," I answer. "I see it all the time now, with my third eye. And I saw it when I looked over the edge." My body and soul both shudder at the memory, the overwhelming majesty of it, the incomprehensible mass. "The Mistwatcher's soul," I murmur, my voice a quiet monotone as emotions fail to properly form in the memory of what I'm describing, "has tentacles like I do. Or something like its soul does, anyway. But while its body has eyes, the soul has mouths. It reaches those tentacles up to everyone that dies. Then it brings them back down, sometimes in broken shards, and..." I trail off, unable or perhaps merely unwilling to describe the sensation of shattering, digesting, obliterating a person. I just wordlessly clench my hand into a fist. Crunch. So, what does that mean, Vita? Rowan asks, his face a mix of skepticism and curiosity. What if I don't prevent the afterlife? I say. What if being a revenant is the only afterlife there is? He's quiet for a long time, eyes distant. Rowan has and always will be a thinker, perhaps an overthinker. I'm sure he trusts I believe what I say. But does he trust I'm right? We don't really have any way to know, he says eventually. I feel like I know, I feel the certainty burning inside, but before I can protest the hatch above us opens, Lynn quickly hopping down. Hey, you two. She grins, running over to yank us both into a group hug. How have you guys been? Lynn. Hey, you're home early. Rowan comments with a bit of forced cheer. I just grin, squeezing each of them with one arm while I wrap some tentacles around Lynn's soul. Ah, I love hers. It's my favorite. So warm, I'll let Rowan have soul hugs when he stops gambling like an idiot. Yeah. Lynn answers happily. They said I earned some time off. Isn't that awesome? I scour my vision across the inside of my mother's soul, looking as quickly as I can for that telltale purple scar. Nothing. There's no signs of tampering. I double-check and triple-check, focusing on the infinite pathways of her soul as I make absolutely, completely sure there are no foreign elements. Vita? Honey? Hey, you still in there, kiddo? Not a kiddo, I respond automatically, pulling my attention back to the physical world where Lynn is trying to peel herself out of the hug. Have you seen Capita today, Lynn? Instantly, her eyes go wide, consumed by fear. How do you know that name? Did she come after you? Vita, are you okay? Have you? I'm fine, I say, cutting her off. Why is she still scared? Have you seen her? Yes or no? No. Lynn insists. No, no, thank fuck no. What the fuck? But I don't see any problems with her. Oh, damn it. I cannot heal that which is scarred over. That's what Capita said, but what the hell does it mean? I grab Lynn again and squeeze her even tighter. I've never seen her this afraid of anything before. There's nothing I can do about it yet, though. Not until I understand more. Whoa, hey. It's okay, I'm here, I'm fine. Lynn assures me, rubbing the top of my head as I bury my face in her chest. 3 things to tell you, I murmur. Oh yeah? She asks. 1. Rowan's addicted to gambling. Beat him up for me. I am not. 2. The scary lady is a cognomancer. But I'll protect you, okay? Vita. What? Lynn murmurs. Hey, you don't. 3. Can you steal me some metal? I need it for stuff. Lynn turns her head, raising an eyebrow at Rowan for a moment before turning back to me. What the heck do you need metal for, kiddo? I mean, I guess you know by now how big of a thing you're asking for, right? Yeah, I say. I think I'm gonna need it to not get caught and killed by Templars. Lynn nods. Well, in that case, I'm sure I can scrounge something up for you. I smile. I have the best mum, and I won't tolerate a single bad thing being done to her. Not from anyone. Be careful with that flower, Lark, the Claretta tells me. If you squeeze it that hard, it's going to die. I loosen my grip immediately, a growl of worry escaping from under my breath. Sure enough, the bright blue petals have crumpled under my grip. I try to smooth one out, only to end up ripping it off. Screeching in fury, I tear the flower to shreds. Lark. Lark, no. Don't do that. We still could have saved it. No want. I snap at her. Broken. Other flowers. Can carry better. Find one less weak. You mean I don't want to, the Claretta corrects. There are other flowers. I can get them and carry them better. And Lark, that's no reason to rip apart the one you already have. Pretty thing's too fragile, I growl, glaring over at her. I distinctly don't glare over in the Fulvia's direction. The creature I formerly just thought of as the loud one has not been loud for quite some time. It went to sleep 4 sky grounds ago, or nights, I suppose the term is, and hasn't woken up since. It's breathing shallow. The Claretta insists it will die if I continue feeding on it. It and the Claretta are still both bound in my webs, stuck on their backs next to the lake I water them with. Steadily, the Claretta regrows both of their limbs, but I haven't eaten either of them since. It's stupid of me. I should at least be eating the Claretta. Yet whenever she goes to sleep, I start to worry. What if she doesn't wake up again? She has been steadily teaching me more and more language, more songs, more everything. She speaks of other humans, their culture and their stories, their lives and their journeys. I don't understand most of it, but her talks enrapture me all the same. There is nothing else like the Claretta. If she breaks, I won't have any more. Not like this flower, not like the Fulvia or the other humans I've eaten. There is only one Claretta, and I will never let her go. She's asked about that before. Asked me to let her heal, to release her and her friend. I did not understand her words at first, and now I simply don't understand why she'd ask. Of course not. Of course I won't. Why would I ever do that? She's special. And if she weren't special, I'd content myself with the fact that she's delicious. I huff off and gather more flowers, carefully using my forearms to dig out the dirt around them. All of my chitin fell off weeks ago, and I can walk on 2 legs without trouble now. I even started growing the weird strands of soft stuff out of the top of my head, though unlike my meals mine is as pitch black as the rest of my body. It keeps getting in front of my face and being annoying. The Claretta suggested cutting it, but I don't at all like that idea. It's part of my body. Why would I just remove it? Let me grow back my arms, she had bargained. I'll teach you how to braid it. Then it will never get in your face again. I'd told her no, but the longer my hair gets the more it tempts me. I fuss with pushing it behind my ears with one arm as the other 3 carefully, gently, carry the flowers back to where I keep the Claretta. Setting them carefully in the holes I dug around her, I ignore the annoying, regretful feeling that wells up inside me whenever I look at the shredded remains of the flower I had before. It's fine. It doesn't matter. These flowers are just as beautiful. A nearby thread twitches and goes slack, stealing my attention. That one is linked to the outside of my territory. Something just blundered in. I smile. If it moves, it's food. Dinner time, I announce happily. Ugh, the Claretta groans. I really wish you'd learn to cook. I'm not really made to eat raw meat all the time. I scoff. This again. You say make fire. Tried. Just burn and hurt. Why put food in? You're not supposed to touch the fire, lark. You just cook the food with it. I shudder and shake my head. Fire is beautiful, yet it's frightening and terrible as well. I didn't realize beauty could hurt so much. The Claretta had warned me, she had told me it was dangerous, made me do all sorts of silly things like dig a pit and clear the surroundings before making one, warning me that stray flames could spread if I didn't. When I first made a fire, I didn't realize why it would be a problem. Then I tried to hold it, and now I definitely understand. I had to eat a lot to grow my skin back. Never again. Having skin is weird. It's terrible for fighting, and very often do I miss my chitin. What it's good at, though, is feeling things. Textures, temperatures, pressures. Everything I touch is so much more detailed now, so much more interesting. I keep trying to put my hands on everything, which often gets me into trouble. The fire is just a particularly bad example. Be shush. No fire. I go. Goodbye, lark. I turn back towards my favorite food, the corners of my mouth tugging upwards for some reason. I'm not sure what it means, I've never seen the Claretta make a similar expression. Goodbye, Claretta. See you soon. I shift down to all 6 limbs and prowl towards where the thread must have been broken. While I can walk on 2 legs and usually do, it just doesn't feel natural for hunting. I've set up hundreds of thin lines around my territory, linking them back to where I keep the Claretta and Fulvia. I refuse to let any prey anywhere near them. They are mine. What I find when I approach the spot where my threads have broken, however, is not just any prey. It's more humans. More and more nest weaver threads here. Way too many. If a low combat team hit a broodmother, it's no surprise they got wiped. The voice is soft and deep, almost too quiet for me to hear. And my hearing is very good. I halt moving immediately, sinking down in deep brush as I strain my ears to listen to what I now know to expect, a conversation. I don't think it's nest weavers, another deep voice answers, more like the Ivan and Baldreg had sounded than the Fulvia or Claretta. We had reports from the other egg sites about black-skinned hybrid creatures, yeah? And remember that pitch-dark thorn hunter we had to put down? It's the same shit here. No broodmother, a third voice whispers, this one lighter and softer. But maybe something that ate a broodmother. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Look, the body in these webs isn't dissolved at all, it's only been bit. A nest weaver didn't kill this. These humans are smart. Should I just eat them entirely or capture them? I almost approached to see how they react, but then I remember, humans can hit things from far away. I'll have to be a lot more careful. I'll capture what I can, but I'll just kill them if they're too dangerous. Right. Well, let's assume we're up against something at least on the level of a broodmother and tread carefully. Be ready to burn webs at a moment's notice, Matteo. Can do. Nobody jostle me. Burn? As in what fire did? Okay, I'm probably just killing that one. Slowly, carefully, I creep forward, tracking my prey by the soft sound of their footfalls in the underbrush. Before I'm even close to them, though, they stop moving. Something's approaching, the first human says. Mid-dangerous. Oh? Interesting. The last set of humans had called me mid-weak. I smirk a little at the change, though I'm not really happy about it. Pretending to be weak is a good hunting strategy to lure opportunistic prey. Perhaps more importantly, how are they determining how strong I am? I can usually determine strength by how tasty something smells. Stronger things taste better. Except sometimes when they don't, like the Fulvia and Claretta. They tasted super good, but were far from the hardest things to kill that I've eaten. Dangerous and powerful, certainly, but with too many apparent weak points. Just a single bite in the right spot would cripple them until the Claretta sang the wound away. For now, I'll assume these humans will work the same way. Though as I start to creep forward, I have a rather silly thought. These humans know I'm here. I know they know I'm here. Why am I sneaking? Why not just go say hi? It's not like it will make them any more likely to try and kill me. I stand back up, walking on two legs as I approach the humans at a casual pace. They murmur a few things at each other, but before I get in sight I call out. Hello? The fuck? A human whispers. That sounded like a girl, another one agrees. Mimicry-based monster? I'm not monster, I tell them. I'm Lark. Lark? The woman asks. Is that your name? Yep. I confirm. Is good name. What your names? There's a brief pause as the humans struggle to decide on an answer. How about you come out where we can see you, Lark? The one I think is Matteo requests. I giggle. We'll later. Only 3 of you? Or are more, but quieter? I start weaving some thicker webs, then circle around planting strong strands around ankle height, hidden in the brush. What are you doing out here, Lark? The nameless male asks. What mean? I ask, a bit confused by the question. I've always been here, at least since I found the bond. It's a dangerous place for a person to be, he answers, a nod quirk to his tone that I don't understand. I finish setting another tripwire, peeking one eye out of the brush. I do see only 3 humans, 2 of them holding long, artificial weapons in what would otherwise be weak, clawless hands. I hadn't really thought about it before, but perhaps I should do the same. No, there's no need. Unlike humans, I have my teeth. Yet you hear, I point out, licking my lips in anticipation. They immediately turn my way, but my perfectly black eye is not so easy to spot in the darkness of the thick brush. All 3 of them are on full guard, ready to attack or defend themselves in an instant. I can try to get behind them, but since they have a good idea of my position even when they can't see me, I doubt circling around will let me attack by surprise. Yet we are here, the same human agrees. We are hunters. Do you know what hunters are? I grin. Yes. Hunters. Fight monsters, make forest safer for human. Good. Heroes. Like Claretta. That seems to surprise them, even relax them a little. Only a little. Alan, Claretta is one of the missing names, the Matteo starts. Yes, I know, the one I had been talking to agrees. The Alan, apparently. Do you know Claretta? Is she alive? Yes. I confirm happily. Claretta is good. Beautiful one. Very alive. When you saw her, was she with anyone? Do you know where they are now? Yes and yes. Claretta, Fulvia, alive. Ivan, Baldrag, dead. Know where are? The human's eyes go wide, tracking my voice as I finish setting up my webs. They look happy about something, though still just as ready to fight if needed. Lark, will you take us to them? I stretch my starving body, stepping out from the brush. Yes, I hiss, grinning with my full mouth of black, curved teeth. You join them. Weapons point my way instantly, but I picked my spot carefully, the longest sight line between us, where even their extra long pointy object would not come close to reaching. If they shoot a projectile from there, which they might, I'm confident I can dodge it. Holy fucking shit, the Mateo hisses. It's one of the things from Hive Rock, the Alan says immediately. It looks like a child, the last, yet unnamed human breathes. She looks human. If you don't count the extra arms, yeah, the Alan agrees. Or the skin. Or the teeth. So why does it look human? That's kind of a stupid question. I figured that out ages ago. Because I eat humans, I explain. Mateo's hand shoots out to point at me and I think I know what to expect. A projectile, something to dodge. I'm not wrong, exactly, but rather than the arrow or pellet I assume I'm avoiding, a gout of fire bigger than I am incinerates everything in my vision as it blasts towards me at incredible speed. I'm already mid-motion to dodge, hurling myself into the brush on the right, but there's just nothing I can do to avoid the blistering heat completely. The whole left side of my body nearly gets seared off, two of my arms boiling under the intense flames. Pain screams through me, but I'm hardly a stranger to it. I've been bitten worse minutes after being born. Wasting no time, I turn and sprint away into cover, dashing as fast as I can deeper into the forest. These humans are no fools, though, and they do not rush after me into my prepared traps. Content to whittle me down, perhaps? I've certainly done something similar a few times. I grin, giddily hoping that's their strategy as my tiny legs finally make enough distance between myself and the dangerous prey I've set my sights on. All around my territory, suspended in webs, are still living victims of my numerous traps. I devour a few eagerly, relishing the joy of both the swallowed food and the burnt flesh sloughing off my arms, soon replaced by fresh, gleaming black skin. I flex my newly formed hands, testing my spinneret glands as I rack my brain for a solution. If that fire, I hate fire, had hit me straight on, I would certainly be dead. More annoyingly, it also burns right through my webs. It is a problem. The Mateo human is not to be captured or savored. I'm killing it as soon as I'm able. Disappointing, but maybe I can still tie up the other two and take them to the Claretta for proper feasting. The question is how. How do I get close enough to bite them without getting my teeth burned off? Maybe I don't? Another smile tugs at my lips. I have a few plans, and ultimately as long as I keep them in my territory and away from the Claretta, I will eventually win. Or so I thought. Hours later, my frustration increasingly mounting, I realize my mistake. They're all problems. I try to trick the far one into burning webs that hold up heavy objects, and another one of them just blocks or smashes the stones. I try to trick one of them into a pit, and it just jumps out. All three of them are substantially more powerful than the four other humans I faced prior, and they all work together despite how different they are. Worst of all, they are slowly but surely making it towards my sanctuary. My flowers. My pond. My Claretta. I'm running out of stored food, and I'm running out of options. Really, I only have one option left that I think will work. I am frightened. But beauty is fragile. So she must be protected. I skirt the edges of my foe's perceptions, having learned the range of their ability to sense or hear. I pretend to construct a trap, heart pounding as I feel them get closer. When they are just barely closer than where I feel safe, I flee. I run away from my territory, heading outside my zone of safety. There, I start to prepare again, until the humans catch me once more. They move slow, oh so slow. They seem content hunting in safety, taking their time to methodically clear out their way before they advance. Like the last humans, they're cautious. Like the last humans, they will die not to my cleverness at all. Only raw strength will defeat them. Further and further, deeper and deeper, they follow me. I have been hounding them restlessly since the start of the day and they want me gone, but they are not fools. They will not follow me all the way where I lead. Yet they don't need to. From far away, my nose picks up the most incredible, most exquisite meal imaginable, and I head towards it. My key. My prize. The great, impossible death awaiting my prey. I slink silently through the forest until I finally behold it. The greatest of my kin. I and the others born from our dark eggs started small. I am still small, my full height not even reaching the waist of many humans. As a result, I hunt small things. I am no mindless slave to hunger like the others of my kind. I do not send myself slobbering in the direction of everything that smells of a meal, no matter the odds of success. I am patient. I am smart. I do not, to use an amusing phrase from the Claretta, bite off more than I can chew. To do so would be to court death. Yet some of my kin, they have courted death. And they have won. Before me is a black beast of unfathomable proportions. Slender and long, the incontestable god my sibling has become sports 4 lizard-like legs, each so large I could use one as a bed. Across its scaled body sprout whip-like tendrils, each tipped with a brutal hooked spine, serrated in a way to stab into a target and hold them inescapably as they are fed to the pointed, black-toothed maw. It nests in a pile of splintered trees, bowled over to make this clearing to rest in. I could bite this beast 1,000 times and not even be close to ending its life. My instincts scream at me to consume it anyway, completely uncaring of my inevitable death. Rather than outright ignore them, I scream back. The truest of all death's wakes. I turn and I run back towards the humans. They have avoided most of my traps, though far from all. They could turn and run away, likely outpacing me but losing the slow, careful caution that has been their best ally. They do not do this. As I hear them shout their warnings and prepare their weapons, they do not run. I don't even have to get close to the humans. As soon as my kin smells them, it changes course to eat them instead of me. I leap atop the tallest tree I can find, watching and waiting for the death of my prey. That's a fucking big one. The Mateo hisses, his fingers moving in a blur. Netta? Yeah, I got the legs, the soft-voiced human answers, drawing a bow not unlike the one that Loretta had used. The human takes a deep breath, the wind around me shifting towards her as she does. I cock my head to the side, watching with amusement. What does the human think a dinky arrow will do to? A crack sounds out through the forest as the human releases the bowstring. Splatters of black blood eject from 2 of my kin's legs at once, a hole bored in a straight line through each. My invincible kin stumbles and falls, but its tendrils strike like snakes towards the trio without hesitation. They're dismembered in a flash, the pointed tips separated by the Allen's blade. You got a time, Mateo? The Allen snaps. Like 30 seconds? Just don't let it get up. Yeah, the Netta grumbles, knocking and drawing another arrow, air moving towards her again. I don't wait and watch to see what happens. Scampering down the tree, I run. I run as fast as I can, back to home, back to the Claretta. We have to leave. The humans are the death of death itself. Another crack sounds behind me as I flee, breath and muscles burning. How had I not already been killed? How am I even still alive? A wave of frigid cold and boiling heat bite into my skin one after the other, followed by a shockwave that nearly knocks me over from behind. I don't stop to think about what that means. I need to get the Claretta. Lark? The beautiful one asks, hearing me sprint into our clearing by the pond. I grab her, rolling her to the water. Drink. We go. I give her a few seconds to lap up water before pulling her out, up onto my back so I can drag her as fast as possible. I don't know the next chance I'll have to water her. I spare a longing glance at the Fulvia, hesitating only a moment before I dash away as fast as I'm able, heedless of anything in the way. That one is broken anyway. I handled it too firmly. Lark? What's going on? Death. I hiss. Humans of death. I curse myself for not biting off the Claretta's regrowing limb nubs earlier, every bit of extra weight making a difference here. Humans? The Claretta asks. Yes. Bad. Too strong, no eat. The Claretta starts to scream, as loudly and as desperately as she can muster. I almost smack her in the head. I know the humans are frightening, but if she keeps that up she's going to tell them exactly where we are. I pump my arms and legs harder, sprinting on 4 limbs as I used to hold the beautiful one to my back. I don't know how long it is before I finally collapse, exhausted and starving, in some foreign part of the forest I'd never before seen. Anything could be here. Any danger. Yet at least it won't be those horrifying humans. I can no longer smell them at all. A day passes as I scout for water, set traps, begin carving out a safe territory for the Claretta and I to survive in. No humans come to us. Another day later, I carefully retrace my steps to where I left the Fulvia in desperation. My meal and prize is gone, no corpse or bones left. The humans took it. I grit my teeth in fury, hatred and fear twisting within me. What if they come back? What if they come for the Claretta next? At least they left the flowers intact. I gingerly extract them from the ground, holding the clods of dirt in which their roots reside delicately as I return to my new home. What can I do? What can I do? I think about it the entire trip back, and return home without a single answer.